After a long wait, Tank and Teofimo Lopez's fight has been set in stone. As fans of Let's Wait For It know, this fight between two of the biggest names in the sport has been a long time coming.
Hated more than I've been, and pampered more than I've ever been.
They are going to fight, and it should be amazing. Davis is the current WBA lightweight world champion, and Lopez is the brash super lightweight king. Gervonta Tank Davis has a scary reputation for having amazing knockout power. He has 30 wins and 28 knockouts, which shows that he is a boxer who always puts on an exciting show. Only two opponents have been able to keep up with him: German Mez early in his career, and Isaac Cruz, who made Davis fight all 12 rounds because he hurt his hand in the middle of their early career fight. Davis hurt his hand in the middle of the fight, so German Mez and Isaac Cruz fought him for the whole 12 rounds. Davis is still the best lightweight boxer, though, and boxing fans love his exciting style.
For Tank, I think that with myself and Tank, oh hell yeah, it's explosive, but I'm really gonna outclass him. Talks about mind games and all that stuff, but this mind that I have here.
On the other hand, Teofimo Lopez is a boxer who is known for being friendly and having a lot of confidence. These traits are backed up by his great skills in the field. Lopez shocked everyone when he beat Vasyl Lomachenko to win the lightweight titles in 2020. He is still making news at super lightweight, where he just moved up from lightweight. Lopez had said that he might move up to welterweight, but it looks like the big fight with Gervonta Davis has made him move back down to lightweight for this one. Before this fight was set in stone, there was back and forth between the two groups for months. The great manager, who has been in charge of Lopez's career, Bob Arum, has made it clear that he thinks Teofimo Lopez can beat Gervonta Davis. Aram Belay told Boxing Scene not long ago that he thinks Lopez, Shocker Stevenson, and Vasyl Lomachenko can take Tank's title. Aram says Davis is a great fighter and a big draw, but I think our guys would win. I think all three of them would beat Davis. I really think that.
That he doesn't really quite believe in himself. Because if a man believes in himself and his ability, he takes a fight against Vasyl Lomachenko in 2016-2017.
Ram's faith in Lopez makes an already heated match even worse. Lopez is famous for how aggressively he fights and how well he can change his style to fit his opponents. Now that he has shown he is ready to face any challenger, he has his goals set on Davis. Boxing fans are very excited about the idea of Lopez going into the ring with a Tank. Gervonta Davis, on the other hand, has never been afraid of a task. He loves showing his doubters they're wrong and putting their voices down with his hands. Davis is likely to be as driven as ever before this fight because he knows that this will be one of the hardest opponents he has ever faced. This is a must-see fight because Davis's knockout power and Lopez's speed and accuracy will meet with each other.
Same fighter. The makeup is a little different, the size is a little different, but their boxing style, the way that they fight, is the exact same.
Even more surprising is the fact that Stevenson, who is one of the best fighters in the lightweight class, wants to fight Davis in the future. Stevenson just signed with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom and is set to fight Joe Cordina on October 12th. After that, he might fight William A.A., even though Stevenson isn't directly involved in the fight between Davis and Lopez. How it turns out could have big effects on him as well. People have said that Stevenson, Davis, and Lopez could be part of a round-robin of lightweight athletes, which makes this fight even more interesting. Vasyl Lomachenko going on a break from boxing right now. He was in talks with Davis earlier this year.
There's Gervonta Davis, he's a new champion at 130. Would you want to fight him next if it came up?
I don't know. For me, he is not interested.
With Lomachenko out of the picture, Davis, Lopez, and Stevenson can take the lead in the lightweight class. If Davis beats Lopez, he might be able to fight Stevenson or Lomachenko again in the future. Instead of going with Tank, TF had his eyes set on Isaac Cruz during his career. Teofimo Lopez has made risky moves in important fights, but even a warrior like him has to deal with annoying hurdles from time to time. One example is when he tried to talk to the angry Mexican Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Lopez was always up for a fight and was sure that a fight with Cruz would solidify his dominance. But when he failed to get the fight, Lopez turned his attention to Davis, who was an even bigger target.
I tried to fight Isaac Cruz, they said no. Sabrina Matias complained about his hand, but now he's fighting in June.
Lopez talked about his work to make the Cruz fight happen when he talked about the Danza idea. Lopez said, "I tried to fight Isaac Cruz, and I talked to his boss. Whoa, champ, we just won the belt. We have to go get the Gervonta Davis fight." Lopez wasn't afraid to show how upset he was, but in typical Teofimo style, he didn't hold back. "You'll see that very soon," he said, implying that a Cruz-Davis rematch was on the horizon. Lopez wasn't ashamed to show how upset he was about the missed chance. "I'm not sorry," he said, showing that he doesn't take losses personally. Lopez doesn't like to think about missed chances, though. Instead, he's changing his plan, and this time he has Gervonta Davis in mind. Lopez was adamant about wanting a huge showdown with the lightweight star. "If Cruz won't fight me, then I'll get to Tank first," he said.
How do you feel you guys matched up back then? And how would you feel about fighting in the future?
Back then, I think I even sparred somebody else before that. I was just working with him.
The way Davis and Cruz are connected makes the story more interesting. When they fought for the first time in December 2021, Davis barely beat the tough Mexican by majority decision. The fight was close. Cruz kept putting pressure on Davis, who showed off his fighting skills and ability to counterpunch. After Cruz beat Raleigh and became a millionaire, many fans have been waiting for a repeat ever since. This is especially true now that Cruz holds the WBA super lightweight title. Cruz's promoter, Manny Pacquiao, and his manager, Shaw Gibbons, are very interested in putting together the Davis fight for December. December is great. That we won't be going after Tank anymore now that we have the belt, kids told the boxing scene. But everyone wants to know when we'll meet Gervonta Davis. Cruz and his team know that a second fight is wanted and are getting ready to make it happen as soon as possible. These young people say that Cruz is ready to fight Davis again, and that fans will soon get what they want. He'll fight, Pitbull will fight, and will be ready. Lopez wants to fight Cruzan, who is now Davis. This shows that he is confident and wants to play against the best.
Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis or Wahid now, to Assalamu Alaikum. When it came to all those things, I think that they still have to make their reruns first before they put them against.
Lopez may have been hurt that Cruz picked someone else, but it has made him more determined to prove his worth at the top of the sport. Lopez believes he has the skills and drive to beat Davis to the punch, both figuratively and literally. He doesn't want to wait for the outcome of the Crew rematch. Instead, he's determined to put himself in a position to fight Davis as soon as possible. For Lopez, the path to Tank goes through more than just callouts and negotiations. It involves taking on the best opponents available and continuing to build his legacy. For now, Lopez is set to face Steve Klett in his next fight. Klett might not have the star power of Cruz or Davis, but he will be a tough test for Lopez, and it's after this fight that we're sure he'll face Tank. You shouldn't be surprised that Tank will be fighting Lopez soon. It's something Davis has always wanted to do. When it comes to getting his son excited, Lopez Sr. has never been shy. And now more than ever, he wants Teofimo to fight Davis in what will undoubtedly be one of the most awaited fights of the year.
I already faced Tank when he was only 15 years old, and Tank was about 30 pounds bigger than him, and when we sparred him.
Davis has been Lopez Sr.'s dream opponent for Teofimo for years because he is sure that his son has what it takes to beat the perfect knockout artist. A senior ISF monster named Lopez has been revealed to be Oxy and GS.com. Tank is very good, and his left hand is very strong, but he needs to go meet the big dogs. We're ready for him right there. Lopez Sr. has wanted this fight for a long time. He's been pretty clear that he wants his son to fight Davis because he thinks that.
Worked in boxing. The way to beat Tank, you gotta box him. You gotta be, Tank is scared of the boxers. He's scared of the guys that know how to box. Those are the guys he's.
Many people didn't think Teofimo Lopez could beat Lomachenko, but he did, and that made him the real lightweight king. Teo's performance in the night made him one of the best fighters in the world, and his father has been eager for him to keep showing himself against the best in the world. However, getting a fight with Davis hasn't been easy. There have been many problems for Gervonta Davis lately. He had a big fight with Ryan Garcia and FR.
You and Ryan for a long time.
I think more me and Tank will be than Ryan. I like facing the guys that beat the guy rather than the guy that lost to the guy.
Davis fought Garcia with patience and strategy, as he often does. Davis has now defeated Garcia and Martin, but his future is still unsure. Garcia had been making fun of Davis on social media and in talks for years, and many people thought the fight would never happen. But on April 22, 2023, they finally fought at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Davis is sure that Lopez Sr. will.
With Ryan Garcia, there's nobody else, really. And then everybody keeps bringing up Tank. With Gervonta, they got him on that. He ain't gonna fight me. Niggas too pussy. So I'd just rather go after the guy that's too much of an ego, and that's
Terrence Freshoff tells the story of Davis Lopez, who remains determined to face one of boxing's pound-for-pound kings. Despite witnessing Crawford's fight with Madoff, Lopez doesn't seem to be bothered, and in an interview with Fight Hub TV, he went after the current super middleweight star. Lopez wasn't afraid to say what he thought about Crawford's recent play. He even said that he was surprised by what he saw as Crawford's fall.
Absolutely. What kind of question is that? See, y'all don't understand, man. I aim for greatness. And what is that? Fighting the best. Crawford says he's the best. I know I'm the best.
I didn't expect Crawford to fall that fast. People have long regarded Crawford, the two-time undisputed champion, as one of the most technically sound and flexible fighters of his generation. However, Lopez believes that the 36-year-old may be exhibiting signs of age, and he is willing to consider a potential showdown.
Coming out right now, Crawford. Crawford, that's what you want. Well, anybody but a dead body.
The reason Lopez wants to fight Crawford is because he thinks it's a matchup that boxing really needs. Lopez said a fight between him and Crawford would be one of boxing's best. Why not, man? He's done it twice, Lopez said. Without a doubt, I've done it twice. Lopez said without a doubt that the event would be a return to the main thing, but it would be beneficial for someone to promote the achievements of Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran. We need it. And boxing needs it.
Yeah, man. Positivity kills it all.
Lopez is marketing the fight as a showdown between two undisputed champions, each having proven themselves to be the best in their division. He hopes the fight will happen because two fighters have reached the top of their sport. But Lopez didn't stop there. He also made big claims of Booth's skills, saying that he thinks he's better.
Beat Tank. He's just setting up his boy. I think Tank was happy you think Floyd was happy that Tank left?
Can that fight happen for the right
that Floyd was there at Ryan Garcia and Tank fight?
Crawford, who fights at super welterweight, hasn't shown much interest in losing weight. He still wants to win the super welterweight belts. Lopez thinks his skills have improved enough to compete with and even beat Crawford. He has fought 10 fighters in the lightweight and super lightweight divisions, including Vasily Lomachenko. But Lopez isn't afraid of challenges, even if it means gaining weight. He has already said in single quotes that he wants to move up to super middleweight to make the fight happen. And LZ said, "If that's what it takes to fight the theist, I do." We got single quotes turned down and argued with, and fans deserve that. No way. Why are we planning such a cool season? Why don't we start a fight with Crawford and Teofimo? We're now in the house. It happens because of us. Lopez boldly said that in fighting, more money means more chances, not more problems. He thinks he's ready to go up in weight and fight with the best at 150 pounds. Even in CFIT, I'll just send you the date that I weigh 155 pounds. I am ready to fight Craig now.
You saw Tio weigh in. What you think about it? Man, fuck Tio.
Despite his eagerness to fight Crawford, Lopez remains realistic. His focus is on Davis first, and he plans to make the fight happen before jumping to 150 pounds. Lopez isn't just interested in Davis, though. He's also willing to fight other top 147-pound fighters, such as the highly regarded IBF welterweight champion Yarin Butsonis. Lopez said that he and Andes have known each other since they were junior boxers, and that Lopez would be willing to fight Andes if the two agreed to it.
Great stylistic fighter. However, about 30 of his fights have been in club shows, have all been in Philly shows. No one to really challenge him.
It's clear that Lopez is competitive, and he wants to keep fighting. He turned down a fight in September not to avoid opponents, but because he wanted to fight in Southern California. Lopez said, "I fought Brian Norman head-on, denying claims that he dodged certain fights. To be polite, I just want to try a different route in the fight in low singles. I want to fight in LA. but I've never been there before. I'll still fight Brian Norman in this. Lopez wants to take charge of his future and make smart choices at this point in his career. Even though he has already fought in famous places like Las Vegas's Madison Square Garden, he wants to make a name for himself in new areas. Writing and doing my job are the only things I do. We put our lives in those jobs, and now I've earned something like that. Lopez has said that his main goal right now is to fight Davis, even though he wants to fight in THESA Championship in training. He wants to be a 3-division world champion by the time he is 27 years old, and his first fight will be against Tank. What do you think will happen in this fight? Comment below and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next news.